Yes, you can take just about any bike on a bikepacking trip, but some bikes definitely make the experience a whole lot easier. For my first bikepacking adventure, I rode the 2023 Liv Devote Advanced 2, and as promised, I'm here with a detailed review. I'll give you some general information about the bike itself, share how it performed on the trip, and we'll also take a look at the latest model and the unisex equivalent from Giant. But before we jump in, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming content. Alright, let's dive into the review of the 2023 Liv Devote Advanced 2. Let's start with the geometry. First, the stack-to-reach ratio on the Liv Devote Advanced 2 in size S is 1.48. This means you're in a more upright and comfortable position, perfect for long rides without putting too much strain on your back or shoulders. The trail is 76 mm, which helps keep the bike stable, especially on gravel or fast descents. The wheelbase is on the longer side with 1020 mm, which fits to how the bike actually feels, really stable. And finally, the bottom bracket drop is 80 mm. This lowers your center of gravity, making the bike feel stable and balanced, especially when cornering or going downhill. The reason I chose a woman-specific bike is because of the geometry. I have relatively short legs, and with other unisex bikes in size S, I would immediately end up sitting on the top tube when getting off. Plus, the reach was usually way too long for me. With Liv bikes, the geometry is adapted to fit the typical proportions of women. That means the reach is slightly shorter, the handlebars are narrower, and the top tube slopes lower towards the seat. But it's important to note that a women-specific bike can still fit a man, and a unisex model can work for women as well. So I wouldn't strictly classify these bikes by gender. I just wanted to mention it since it's something that worked well for me. Overall, this geometry strikes a good balance between stability and agility. I feel both safe and confident on the Liv Devote, and it's still a lot of fun to ride. It handles sharp turns really well, but it's not made for super technical trails. The handling feels more relaxed and a bit slower, but that's totally fine for me. After all, it's a gravel bike, not a mountain bike. And when I'm loaded up with bikepacking gear, the bike feels solid and reliable, which is exactly what I need from a gravel bike. One thing to note is pedal clearance. When I'm doing road rides with the Liv Devote Advanced 2 and going fast into corners, I sometimes find my pedal scraping the asphalt. This can also be an issue on trails with big roots sticking out the ground. So that's something to watch out for when riding. Let's talk about the frame of the Liv Devote. First impressions matter, and I love that this bike doesn't rely on pink colors or floral designs just because it's a woman-specific model. That is a thing I generally love about the Liv bikes. The Liv Devote Advanced 2 looks sleek and modern, and I'm especially a fan of the blue paint job. The bike doesn't look bulky or heavy, quite the opposite. It looks fast and agile, especially for a gravel bike. The Liv Devote Advanced 2 has plenty of mounting options. You've got mounts on the top tube, space for 3 bottle cages, and even mounts on the fork. This was a lifesaver during my bikepacking tour. You can use the fork mounts for extra gear, or like I did, mount your bottle cages there. The frame is made of carbon, which keeps it light and durable, giving you a smooth ride over rough terrain without adding too much weight. In size S, the bike weighs 9.5 kg without pedals and with the SQ Lab saddle mounted. The bike also features Giant's Defuse technology in both the saddle and handlebar, which is the brand's compliance system. It helps absorb shocks and vibrations, making your ride more comfortable, especially on bumpy gravel roads. While it's not the latest version, it still adds a good amount of compliance. At first, I was worried about the handlebar tape, thinking the pattern might get uncomfortable after long rides, but now I love it. It looks great and offers excellent grip. The bike originally comes with the Liv Approach saddle, but I swapped it out for the 611 Ergo Wave Active from SQ Lab, which suits me better, though that's a personal preference. The bike is equipped with a Giant PX2 disc 700 wheel set and Giant Crosscut 81 tires in 38 cm set up tubeless. The bike can actually fit tires up to 45 cm, so it's definitely capable of handling some rough gravel paths. But honestly, I'm curious to see what the Liv Devote could do with a set of lightweight road tires and wheel set. Even with the 38cm tires I'm riding now, it already feels fast, so switching to road tires could really take that to the next level. That's one upgrade I'm planning, getting a second wheel set to swap between gravel and road rides. Additionally, I'm a big fan of the tubeless setup. Running lower pressures gives you better grip, a smoother ride, and reduces the risk of flats. I won't dive into the whole tubeless debate here, that's a topic on its own, but I think it's a game changer for riding gravel. Let's talk about components. The shifting is a mix of GRX 800 and GRX 600 components. It's a 2x11 setup with a 48-32 teeth crankset and a Shimano 105 11-speed 11-34 teeth cassette. This gives you a wide range of gears, making it easy to handle steep climbs as well as fast flats or descents. Whether you're riding on gravel or road, this setup offers smooth and precise shifting. When it comes to braking, the bike is equipped with Shimano GRX RX400 hydraulic disc brakes and Giant MPH rotors with 160mm rotors on both the front and rear. Since these are hydraulic disc brakes, you get reliable stopping power in all conditions, whether it's wet, muddy or dry. The braking is responsive and controlled, giving you the confidence to ride harder and faster, even on rough terrain. I'm absolutely in love with this bike. Not only does it look great, but it also rides so smoothly. It handles climbs with ease, and while it's not a road bike, it picks up speed impressively on descents. For a gravel bike, it's fast. The handling is smooth and responsive, making it a true adventure bike that can tackle both rough terrain and roads. That said, I do prefer riding it on lighter gravel or road surfaces. Rough gravel can get uncomfortable pretty quickly, but that's not a deal breaker for me. On my recent bikepacking tour, I even took it on some light mountain bike trails, and the Liv Devote did not disappoint. The defuse technology worked well in the saddle, but I do wish there was a bit more compliance in the handlebar when it comes to rougher terrain like chunky gravel. If you're after more front end comfort, maybe a mountain bike with front suspension would be a better choice, or you could consider something like the specialized Roubaix, which has the brand's Future Shock technology that acts like a mini front suspension. The geometry of the Liv Devote is perfect for long days in the saddle. Since the geometry is quite relaxed, it's super comfortable, and I didn't experience any back pain or discomfort. Plus, it's great for bikepacking. I was able to load up a ton of gear and the bike handled it like a champ, even on climbs and bumpy roads. As long as you don't overpack on your bikepacking trip, you will have no problems with climbing mountains. Overall, I'd say the Liv Devote is an excellent choice for bikepacking. If you ask me whether I choose a different bike for my next tour, my answer would be nope. So if you're in the market for a great bikepacking bike with relaxed geometry, the Liv Devote Advanced should definitely be on your list, no matter which gender you are. The bike I was riding is the 2023 model, and you can still find it online in the last available sizes for around 2,000 till 2,700 euros. You can also check out our website bicycle.com, where you can find the 2023 model or even the latest one for much less. Speaking of the latest model of the Liv Devote Advanced, the 2024 version gives a nice update, coming with a 2x12 drivetrain and 11-36 teeth cassette and room for 53cm tires. Additionally, it features Shimano's 820 GRX group set. The geometry is a bit more aggressive compared to the 2023 model, coming with a shorter stack but a little longer reach. One cool upgrade is the down-tube storage compartment, which I think is a fantastic addition and makes the versatile Devote even more perfect for bikepacking. Additionally, the 2024 model also has internal cable routing, which the 2023 model does not have. The 2024 Liv Devote is currently available for 3,199 euros on Liv's website. For the same price, you can also get the Giant Revolt Advanced 2 on Giant's website. It's essentially the unisex version of the Liv, featuring the same components and frame features, but the Giant Revolt has a different wheel set. The main difference is the geometry. As I said in the beginning, Liv bikes are designed for the female body, featuring a little adjusted geometry. But again, geometry is completely individual. Which brand you choose really depends on your individual needs and body type. Generally speaking, the Giant Revolt comes with a more aggressive geometry than both Liv bikes. What do you think about the Liv Devote Advanced 2023? Is it a bike you'd consider for your next bikepacking trip? And to all women watching, have you had experiences with women-specific bikes, or do you prefer unisex models? I love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. And that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, we'd really appreciate it if you gave it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Until next time, enjoy the ride.